So I just got done hunting this morning. Well, this afternoon. It's about 12:30, 1 o'clock, somewhere in there in Ohio here. And it was chillier this morning. Probably about 39 when I got out here, but now it's like 65, 70. So I want to do a review on my new Sitka stuff that I'd bought. And it was great this morning, but this stuff's definitely warm. Probably maybe a little bit warmer than what I needed today. But the reason I bought this stuff was I do a decent amount of duck hunting, and so I was just going to try to wear my duck hunting stuff this year. It's usually pretty warm, but what I failed to realize is I'm usually wearing waders, and those waders are pretty warm. So I was sitting up in the stand a couple weeks ago, and I had the wind right in my face. And I had my bibs on and my jacket for duck hunting, and I froze my ass off. And I had been contemplating on if I wanted to buy some stuff for deer hunting. And that was basically what was my deciphering moment, was I didn't want to freeze my ass off out here this year. So I went ahead and bought the Sitka Incinerator Areolite, I believe is what it's called. Stuff's not cheap, I ain't gonna lie to you, but it keeps you warm. And if that's what you're trying to do, is be comfortable while you're sitting in the stand, this is the stuff you need to buy. I got the jacket and the bibs. I don't know if you can see the bibs very well, but I'm like scorched right now because I just walked back to the truck and I'm standing here in the sun with this stuff on. But I don't want that to skew your decision upon what you're going to buy. But like I said, I bought this stuff to make sure that I was going to stay warm this year. And I believe it's done the job. It's going to do the job. So just kind of show you a little bit. So it's got two nice pockets up front here. I usually stash my cell phone right in there. It's actually got a spot right here. You can see it. That's where you put your grunt call in there. Got a nice little other pocket there. I just bought a Nightingale pack. Was it pack rattle or whatever it is, pack rack, and I feel like it could fit in there pretty decent. So may end up putting it in there, but if not, end up putting them in these pockets here probably. These pockets are pretty nice. These they're wool lined. I don't know if you can see in there or not, but really nice and warm. I should say that I bought these for duck hunting about a year or two ago, something like that. These are the Sitka mountain gloves, and they're Gore-Tex. I put my hand in the water and stuff, picking up decoys and whatnot. The backside gets a little wet, but they usually stay pretty warm. So obviously they're not the same color, but they do the job. They're still pretty warm. So when it gets colder out, probably stash my hands in here. Or I thought about buying some of those, the Sitka mittens. They got mittens too, so we'll see. I may end up buying some of those too, but we'll see how this winter goes. It's funny how when you get cold, how the money that you spend is worth it in the long run with the gear that you buy. So again, I'll open up here. Got a little spot for your hats here if you stash your hat in here. Whatever, put it in there. Another one on the other side. I'll take the jacket off for you. Now this stuff is really light, like it's lightweight, but it's warm. And another thing I like about this jacket is the hood. It's got that Sherpa line or whatever you want to call it, and it actually has elastic here. I don't know if you can see that, but it actually form fits to your head, like a hat basically. So you can put that over and stay nice and warm. I also bought a clava. Hold on. Actually, it's a net gator. I'm going to grab it for you. I'm back. neck gaiter. Strip aligned, just like the hood. Wear that over your face right there. That's going to keep you nice and warm when it's wind's blowing in your face. Just like the only reason I bought this shit for was just to stay warm. Bibs zip completely down here. See that all the way down. Zip up. Maybe I'll get them for you here. It's got two Sherpa line hand warmer pockets here too. Those are really nice. It's got two pockets here. Put stuff in there. It's got your little cargo pockets here. Put a whole bunch of stuff in these. And then it's also got a little pocket on front of that cargo pocket. On both sides. Cargo's on both sides. Pocket. And then this has got a little slide there. You probably put your grunt in there too if you wanted to or whatnot. But really nice stuff. Really warm. These straps have a little gel on them. Keep them from sliding on your shoulders. One thing I didn't tell you about the jacket was, if you want to wear your harness underneath, your safety harness, it's actually got a little flap in the back you can open up and stick your, let's get your fingers popped through here. You stick your strap right through there. That way you can put your harness on underneath your jacket and your bibs and stay nice and warm, and you don't have to, you can blend in and still keep your camouflage. Not have to worry about being seen if you don't have a black harness or whatever you want to call it. But these things got a little pocket in here too, a little strap up here, right in there. And now all this is all Gore-Tex. It's going to repel rain and stuff. One other thing I should mention is I've seen certain people, they have the Fanatic line and stuff too. And I've heard people say that this Incinerator stuff is a little bit louder than the Fanatic. Well, that might be true, because the Fanatic's like that, your real silent stuff, real woolly stuff. And they say that, it's not going to repel rain and stuff as much as this. This is more for repelling rain and snow. And it gets pretty shitty in Ohio in the wintertime. You could get a little bit of freezing rain. You could get a bit of snow in the same day. And the only problem I had was with that Fanatic line is if you're sitting out in the stand and you get wet, your bibs and stuff are still going to keep you warm. But once it gets cold and that starts freezing on you, you're going to have icicles hanging off you. That's the only thing, the reason why I bought this is the Incinerator line was, it's still quiet. Like, I'll put the jacket on for you. You can move around in it. I don't know if you can hear me or not, but it's still quiet stuff. Like, people are saying, well, it's a little bit louder than the Fanatic and stuff. Listen, if you're not doing jumping jacks in the stand, I think you're going to be all right. Don't just watch your motion just like you normally do. But, the Fanatic line's great and whatnot, but that was the only reason I had against that one was if it gets wet, you're going to have icicles hanging from you when it's real cold out. So, yeah, it'll still keep you dry, but this stuff's going to repel all that, and it's going to keep you drier. And in my opinion, that wool stuff's going to end up wearing out at some point. This stuff, it's going to repel all that stuff off of you. So I should also mention too, and I keep saying that, I snowmobile. And one of the reasons why I wanted to go with the Sitka line was it reminded me a lot of Climb. I don't know if anybody, if anybody's watching this video, if you know snowmobile riding, motorcycles and stuff. Climb is like the top of the line of snowmobile apparel and stuff. And they have some very, very nice products, but they're on the higher end of the product line in the snowmobile industry, and they're very expensive. So, that being said, when I was looking to buy stuff, I wanted to relate to what I feel when I go riding snowmobile is that stuff. I've never, ever, ever had a problem with it, and I have all my dad's friends and all of us, we all wear that stuff, and I've never had any problem with that stuff. It keeps you warm in sub-degree temperatures. And when I saw this stuff, and I looked at it, and I looked at the price, I said, okay, it's expensive. But are you willing to pay that much money for it to last a long time? And also, you're going to stay warm, and you're not going to have any problems with it in the coming years down the road. I don't know about customer service with Sitka, but Climb is like top notch. You have a problem with it, you send it in. They usually, if it's something that's a defect of the product, zipper broken or something, they'll fix it and send it right back to you. I don't know what Sitka's like. I'm assuming, since their stuff is on the higher end, that they're probably going to do the same thing. I can't say for certain, but if anybody knows, let me know, and then we can figure that out together. And I'm assuming Sitka is a very reputable brand. They're probably very good with customer service. They back their product line. The product speaks for itself. So I wanted to say that as well. So as far as the other layering systems and stuff with Sitka I don't have any of that stuff. I'm wearing Cabela's. This is like this is their heavier layer. It's very warm, and it kind of has the hex-like patterns in it and stuff. If you can kind of see that. When I looked at the Sitka stuff was the same thing. Not to say that it is the same thing, but what I'm getting at is, if you're in a crunch with money, you want to get into the Sitka line, I would recommend buying these outer layers. Outer layers, you can worry about if you want to buy layering systems down the road, buy this layering systems down the road. But for now, buy you some good Cabela's underlayering stuff. All that stuff is, I don't want to say it's the same thing, but it kind of is. And it's going to get the same results, because all this stuff, this heavier stuff, is going to hold in all the heat that you generate from your layers. So as long as you shouldn't have to layer a whole lot underneath this stuff, because it's going to keep you warm. As long as you're not walking through the mountains of Montana somewhere, and even that, you're going to be keeping warm if you're walking. The only time you're going to get really cold is when you're sitting still in the tree stand or whatever, and that's what this stuff's designed to do, is keep you warm in the tree stand. So it's a great product line. I'm looking forward to wearing it this fall and winter, and I feel like I'm missing something, but yeah, I'm really excited about this stuff. I should mention that underneath this, I'm just wearing my underwater pants. Is all they are. Got them real cheap off of Drake.com, or Drake Waterfowl. I got a lot of Drake product. I love their products too. I was going to wear their products this fall. I know they got the whitetail, the non-typical line and stuff, but at the end of the day, man, I was looking for something that was going to keep me warm. I wasn't going to have any problems with. No questions asked. That's why I worked at the Sitka stuff. I would highly recommend this stuff. At the end of the day, the product's expensive. I get it, but let's zip these up. But these zippers and stuff, in all reality, they're actually pretty quiet. So when you're in the stand, as long as you're not ripping them down and stuff, they're actually pretty quiet. So, and another thing I wanted to talk before, I feel like I'm getting ready to end this video, and I am. But one thing they talk about with this line too is, in all the Sitka product line, is you should buy whatever is like size-wise, whatever you wear. You shouldn't size up on certain products to help with your layering, to keep everything from getting too bulky, tight, or whatever. So that being said, I went with extra larges. On the site, it told me to go with a large. After going to Cabela's and trying some stuff on, the larges were just a little snug on me. I'm 5'11", I'm about 220, 230, so I'm a power lifter. I have bigger legs, and when I put the bibs on, the larges, and zipping them up, they were snug. And I'll say that my Climb bibs were the same way, the larges. They're snug. You zip them up, they're snug. If you like that kind of fit, great, go with that. But if you're a bigger guy, you got bigger legs, but your torso, you ain't got the big belly, you know what I mean? You probably want to go with extra large. And one thing they talk about is like if you're drawing a bow back, your bow, you got free range. And this stuff, I mean, you can do jumping jacks if you need to. You can do a little workout and stuff. You're going to be free range of motion on everything. Now, I hunt with a crossbow. I did a review on my new 10-point crossbow that I bought. If you're interested in checking that out, go and check that video out on my page. But there's a reason why I went with a crossbow instead of a compound bow. Some people will say that I'm a wussy, or you call it what it is. But I got bad shoulders. I'll admit it. You call me a puss, you call me whatever you want. But I don't get out and hunt that much. I don't have a lot of time to practice shooting. I work 5/12s a week. I work night shift as a nurse. So that's also a reason why I went with a crossbow. So you still got the free range of motion here. You're going to be shooting a gun, you're going to be shooting a crossbow, you're going to be shooting a compound bow. This stuff, free range of motion and everything, quiet. You can hardly hear it, So I tell you, if you like this video, great. If not, you chose to watch it. Like and subscribe. Thanks, guys.